Chosen one. On November 11th, a supernatural reward begins to manifest. Listen. A divine date has been whispered into the spirit realm, and November 11th is no ordinary moment on the calendar. This is not just another passing day. It's a moment ordained for release, for manifestation, for the unseen to become seen. For the chosen ones who have endured the weight of the process, the delay, the silence, and the long road of faith, God has prepared a reward so supernatural, so beyond comprehension, that only those who were called can fully recognize the magnitude of what's coming. November 11th isn't arriving quietly. It's arriving with heavenly force, ushering in what was promised long ago. Watch this video until the end, and in the comments, write your warmest wishes and write Amen along with the number 777. This is more than expression, it's agreement. You are setting your vibration in motion, aligning with the energy of the day, and joining with the divine orchestration that's already set to fulfill long-carried desires. The more you pour into the atmosphere, the stronger the current becomes. You are not asking, you are aligning. The universe, with God's command, is responding. Now, chosen one, like this video, subscribe if you haven't subscribed to the channel, and let's begin. From the earliest breath of your life, God marked you as different. This road was never meant to look like everyone else's. While others seem to ascend quickly, your journey carried a hidden gravity, deep work in silence, lessons in waiting, refinement through storms. But what others couldn't see was the supernatural hand shaping a legacy that would break barriers. This November 11th, the veil between promise and fulfillment begins to dissolve. That which was once spiritual starts to take form in the material. Something sacred is about to cross dimensions, and it's carrying your name. There have been signs all around you, even when you didn't fully notice them. Subtle nudges, divine delays, dreams that wouldn't let go, closed doors that hurt but ultimately protected. All of it was part of the process. And now, as the curtain begins to rise, everything that tried to silence you will witness the glory that's about to unfold. This isn't a random blessing. It's not luck. It's the supernatural reward that was stored in God's perfect timing. And the clock has moved forward. November 11th becomes a divine timestamp, marking the moment the heavens move into open operation. It doesn't mean the entire promise manifests in one blink, but it means the gates swing open. What was blocked is being unblocked. What was withheld is now released. What was postponed is now being prioritized by the Creator Himself. The reward begins to manifest, not because you demanded it, but because God already decided it. There's no earthly explanation for what's about to happen next in your life. There will be no blueprint for it. It's not a strategy. It's not a system. It's not a connection you forced. It's a supernatural orchestration. Doors will open that no man can close. People you didn't reach out to will reach out to you. Opportunities will align as if the universe itself is moving on your behalf. Because it is. This is not coincidence. This is divine intervention. For those who thought their name was forgotten, prepare to be shocked by God's memory. For those who thought their efforts were buried, prepare to see the fruit rise through unlikely soil. This is not about effort anymore. It's about emergence. When God decides it's time, the laws of nature obey. When God says go, even time must accelerate. You are stepping into the supernatural, and the ground beneath you is shifting to support it. There will be moments around November 11th when you feel a strange stillness in the atmosphere, not because nothing is happening, but because everything is aligning. Divine energy doesn't always arrive with noise. Sometimes it comes like a windless storm, heavy, invisible, undeniable. You will feel it in your chest, your gut, your spirit. That quiet pressure? That's the signal. Something is arriving. And it's unstoppable. People around you may not understand why you're being called into seclusion, why your routines are shifting, why you've been led to pull away from distractions. But this sacred reward isn't for the crowd. It's personal. It's prophetic. It's God-designed and heaven-sent. What you are about to receive wasn't made in the world. It was formed in eternity and delivered to this moment for you to carry. And carry it you will. This is not a season of reaction. It's a season of reception. The spiritual transaction has been initiated, and now it's arriving in waves. Every delay, every rejection, every unanswered question will bow to the reward. Your portion is not lost. It's been held, preserved by God's hand, protected from premature release. And now, the seal is being broken. This is that moment. The supernatural reward is not just money or opportunity. It's a lifting of burdens, a clarity of calling, a restoration of your authority. It's not just about gain, it's about grounding. Everything that was unclear begins to crystallize. Where there was fog, there is now light. Where there was confusion, there is now clarity. God is not just giving you something, He is completing something. And for some, this reward will look like a divine connection. For others, it will be a release of funds, a sudden approval, a yes that breaks a cycle. For many, it will be an internal unlocking, a knowing that can no longer be shaken. The form may differ, but the essence will be the same. It will carry the fingerprint of God. It will not feel like man. It will feel like glory. What once seemed impossible will now move quickly. People will ask how you did it, and you will know there's no real explanation except obedience and divine timing. This was never about hustle. It was about alignment. You didn't miss the moment. You were being timed for it. The slow steps, the hidden tears, the faithful moments when no one applauded. God saw all of it. And November 11th is His response. You don't need to chase confirmation. You are the confirmation. Your life, your journey, your story is already the evidence. Every twist and turn was preparing the soil for this manifestation. The supernatural is not coming from above. It's rising from within. You've carried it long enough. Now, it begins to emerge. The reward is not just for the waiting, it's for the enduring. You endured the mocking, the delays, the misunderstandings. And now God is bringing the honor. Not because you demanded it, but because it was always part of the script. Heaven doesn't forget those who carry its vision. You are being paid in divine substance for what you carried in silence. Stay open. Stay grounded. You don't need to perform for this moment. You just need to recognize it. When the supernatural begins to unfold, it won't ask for permission. It will simply appear. In your inbox, in your phone call, in your inner peace, in your favor, in your clarity. And you'll know it's here. It's not hype. It's not fantasy. It's God. The days leading up to November 11th may feel strange. Expect the unusual. Time may feel warped. Dreams may intensify. Encounters may increase. This is not spiritual noise. It's sacred activity. Heaven doesn't prepare without purpose. Something big is preparing to break through, and it will come suddenly. You may be tempted to downplay what you feel. Don't. God is signaling you for a reason. The old you might second guess. The renewed you knows this is divine. You're not being overly spiritual. You're being rightly tuned. The frequency of heaven is sharp right now, and you're catching it clearly. This is not imagination. It's revelation. When it arrives, you won't need to broadcast it. It will speak for itself. The light that's coming won't need validation. It will shine with such clarity that even your enemies will see it. The reward wasn't given to impress them. It was given to reflect God's promise. And that reflection will speak louder than anything you could say. Let this be the moment you finally understand why you were chosen. Not just to survive, but to be a sign. You are a signpost in the Spirit, pointing to the reality of God's promise, the evidence of divine orchestration. Your life is proof that delay is not denial. That when God moves, He doesn't just make up for time. He redeems it. November 11th is not the end. It's the eruption, the divine trigger point, the start of supernatural flow. From this day forward, the movement begins. The ripple becomes a wave. The whisper becomes a wind. And the blessing becomes visible. Chosen one, you didn't just wait. You were being positioned. And now, the reward begins. There are moments in life when the atmosphere itself feels different. The air holds a weight you can't explain. Time feels suspended, and your spirit knows something is shifting. As November 11th approaches, the heavens are aligning like clockwork. This alignment isn't visible to the world, but to those who've been walking in obedience, silence, and expectancy, the shift feels undeniable. You're not sensing it by accident. You're not imagining it. What you feel is a divine countdown. God is setting the stage for a supernatural manifestation that's been hidden, protected, and timed to perfection. You were not meant to live in the shadows of others' stories forever. You weren't designed to cheer from the sidelines while wondering when your name would be called. This was never about rejection. It was about protection. Your reward had to be preserved from premature exposure. Too many doors you wanted were never yours because they couldn't hold what God was forming inside you. And now, that forming is complete. The gift is full. The anointing is strong. The assignment is ripe. November 11th is not the beginning of your dream. It's the unveiling of the divine promise wrapped in you all along. There's no force strong enough to delay what's already been released in the supernatural. You may not have seen the full picture yet, but the paperwork is already stamped in the Spirit. Heaven doesn't second-guess what it's about to deliver. When God says it's your time, nothing on earth can deny it. There are doors waiting to open that haven't opened for anyone else because they're coded to your presence. Not your name, your presence, your energy, your obedience, your purity. Your waiting, the moment you arrive in that frequency, the access is unlocked. This is not based on effort. It's based on alignment. The season of striving is closing. The season of flowing is beginning. You're no longer being tested. You're being trusted. Trusted to carry glory. Trusted to move in silence. Trusted to honor what's being given to you. This reward isn't loud. It's sacred. That's why it's been quiet. That's why it's been lonely. God only reveals certain treasures in stillness, not because He hides them, but because He honors them. And this moment, this divine November 11th, is one of those rare moments in time where heaven lets something unexplainable walk into your timeline. You're not just getting something, you're becoming something. The reward is layered. Yes, it may carry financial blessing. Yes, it may involve relationships, elevation, or recognition. But deeper than all of that, it carries divine ownership. What you are about to receive is yours in eternity. That's why you've felt spiritual warfare escalate. That's why the distractions increased. The closer your soul got to this moment, the more the noise tried to shake your focus. But none of it worked. You're still here, still standing, still believing. And that faith has drawn the reward into manifestation. God does not operate on earthly timelines. He does not panic with the ticking of clocks or measure progress by calendars. But when He does mark a day, like November 11th, He does so with intention. This date was not randomly whispered to your spirit. It was confirmed through dreams, through signs, through deep knowing. When God highlights a moment, it's not for curiosity, it's for preparation. This is why you've been feeling like something is about to begin, something greater than you've imagined. You're not waiting anymore. You're crossing into it. You're not the same person who started this journey. The tears you cried in private, the losses you endured without complaint, the inner work you did when no one was watching, it all matured your spirit. That version of you that used to question everything is now the version who carries trust, wisdom, and authority. God didn't let you collapse under the weight of delay for nothing. He let you grow your roots deep. And now, the branches are ready to hold the fruit. The people who misjudged your silence, who dismissed your calling, who misunderstood your pause, they'll see the reward. Not because you need them to, but because God is revealing you. This revealing isn't about arrogance. It's about divine timing. You don't have to say a word. The shift in your atmosphere will speak louder than your voice ever could. It will be visible in your glow, your peace, your favor, your provision. There will be no denying that something supernatural is upon you. Even the places that once rejected you will have to recognize you. The tables that once overlooked you will be restructured. The invitations that never arrived will now be handed to you. But you won't be the same person walking through the door. You're not entering to prove anything. You're entering to fulfill something. You're carrying what they couldn't see. And God is orchestrating the exact moment it must be revealed. Let no doubt live in your mind right now. Cast out the fear, the hesitation, the old narratives. This is not a temporary elevation. It's not a fleeting miracle. It's not a moment of hype. It's a shift in identity, a divine release that changes the rhythm of your days. You're moving from waiting to walking, from holding on to holding it, from hoping to hosting the very thing you once only dreamed of. This is the space where supernatural becomes natural. If you've been feeling unfamiliar in familiar places, it's because the season is shifting. You're being spiritually uprooted from what once felt like home because the new territory is calling. You were never meant to stay where you were. God is moving you, and that movement carries reward, but not reward for show, reward for purpose. This blessing will carry weight, It will serve people. It will ripple through generations. What you're receiving is not just for you, it's through you. Some of what's coming will arrive quietly. You won't even know it's arrived until your peace confirms it. Some of it will shake the very foundation of what you thought was possible. And some of it will arrive like a whisper, just enough for you to notice, just enough to change everything. God doesn't need to make an entrance. He just needs to move. And when he does, nothing remains the same. This is not a rehearsal. This is not another delay. This is not a test. This is the moment where the reward begins to take shape. You won't need signs. You are the sign. Your life is the announcement. Your presence is the prophecy fulfilled. And November 11th is the stamp of heaven that confirms what was spoken over you in the secret place. It is unfolding now. You are not behind. You are not forgotten. You are not late. You are exactly on time for this reward. And though the world may not understand it, your soul knows it. You can feel the shift. You can sense the nearness. Something is coming into view, and it's not fiction. It's fulfillment. Your obedience did not go unnoticed. Your sacrifices were not wasted. Your process was not pointless. God is about to show you why it had to be this way. And when it does, you will understand. The waiting shaped the weight of the reward. The depth of the delay created the capacity for destiny. And now that capacity is being filled. November 11th is not a date to watch. It's a date to witness. The supernatural reward begins to manifest. And you, chosen one, are already prepared. The time that's arriving isn't just fulfilling a promise. It's transforming the atmosphere around you. This isn't a gentle nudge. It's a divine unlocking that will reverberate through every dimension of your life. The path you've walked up until now, the setbacks, the prolonged stillness, the hidden tears, all of it has created the precise frequency needed for the supernatural reward to manifest. That frequency is sacred. It can't be faked, rushed, or borrowed. It comes from enduring the stretch and still keeping your spirit soft. And now, that same spirit is calling forth the arrival of the very thing your soul was built to carry. What's arriving is not just the blessing itself, but the ability to carry it without fear, without sabotage, and without shrinking back. You've been prepared in silence for a stage only heaven knew was coming. You weren't made to perform. You were made to embody divine evidence. That's what this reward will do. It will speak without words. It will announce without noise. And it will land so gracefully that those watching won't even be able to trace how it came together. That's because it didn't come from the world. It came from God.